type of stuff's gonna be like a drug. Like you're gonna sit there, you're gonna be like, man, this is awesome, this is a lot of fun. And all of a sudden, you want to get back into it. Like, man, I can't wait for next week. You know what I'm saying? Hey, get your last little stretch in. Squeezing all loud, smacking all loud.
You already know who this is, man. Like you said, Jeffrey Higgins.
What's good, Brodies and Brodettes? Season 1 complete. After this one right here, we're on episode number 10, the finale. We appreciate
the season finale.
Episode 10.
Most people don't get here.
Most people just cut their doggone laptop off and call it a
Most
season.
people be like, 2 episodes good enough. No,
it's good enough. But you know, we here, you know, your boy, your MC, Sir Garrett, live and in the flesh on the far end. Of course, we got Mad Dog.
On the west side, but I'm in the east side right now.
On the east side, but on the west side of the table.
On the west side, right?
The west side. We right there. Some of that.
We represent.
And then, you know, all the way up there in New York, or in the, you know, somewhere on the East Coast somewhere, you got your boy, Pastor Reverend Dr. Mr. Jeffrey Higgins.
You feel me? Higgins, y'all. You feel me?
Yes, sir. He's him. Don't play with him. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Brodies and Brodettes, our panel has gotten a little bit more prettier. As you can see, we talk about them every episode, whether it be for jokes or something serious that we admire. Please, yeah. I am so happy to introduce the 285 wives.
Woo! 285
wives! Yes, sir. So we have Mrs. Sir Garrett here, Miss Ashley, insert last name because I ain't going to tell y'all. And in the middle, of course, we have Mrs. Mad Dog, Caroline. So if y'all could just, you know, really quick, give a nice little background as to, you know, where y'all are from and how,
one at a time, though. Don't. Because I know y'all like to talk at the same time. What y'all don't know is, like, they're pretty much twins.
Right.
But auntie and niece, it's kind of confusing.
It's a little confusing.
But we'll start with Ashley since she's on, you know.
All right. Well, hey, everyone. My name is Ashley. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee, but was raised here in Georgia, primarily on the east side.
That's right, east side.
I can't win.
We've been bringing nothing but East Coast folks on our show.
East side, best side.
Oh, that's right.
I gotta get Mo back on here.
What is Atlanta? You know?
Where is Atlanta?
Without the side.
I'm sorry. I'm feeling
Mrs. Mad Dog, if you could, Miss Caroline, go ahead and introduce yourself to the peoples.
Hi, my name is Caroline, and I am originally from Georgia. I will say that. No, I'm kidding. No, I was born in Florida, and I was raised in Georgia from the age of 2. So I think I'm included.
She's Georgian.
You're certified Georgian. You're certified.
You know, I did move away for a short period of time, and I came back. But we're not
we ain't gonna talk about that though.
We're here right
living
now.
on the east side.
I pay my taxes here for the majority of my life.
Car registered here.
Yes.
Yeah.
But as you see, we have a nice little array. You know, we're here to celebrate, of course.
Celebrate for the season finale.
Yeah.
There's a lot of clapping in this episode.
Yeah.
Not like that, dude.
Not like that. Not like that.
Not OnlyFans. Not in here, but we
different type of clapping.
Yeah, we just so excited, man. Like for real. This is not, a front or anything like that. We've been talking about this for weeks. Talking about episode 10 for weeks.
Yeah.
Just really excited for this because we've had so many like really cool guests on our podcast. We had Nana on the first episode.
We had Cortez.
We had Cortez Harris. We had Mo. That's artists, entrepreneurs. We had Joshua Berkheiser.
Big homie Josh.
Yeah. Who really helped us with our setup and everything like that. So,
Josh!
I got everybody right now.
Yeah, we got everybody.
So we are looking forward to working on our craft for season 2. It's going to be bigger, better.
Yes.
More guests.
A setup.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just gonna be live. So
it's gonna be real good. It's gonna be real good. Just stay tuned. But right now we're here to discuss something that's very dear to us because we're always talking about progressing, and our panel here has done something very entrepreneurial like, which will lead into our topic of betting on your goals.
Yeah.
Right? So for us, we've made it, honestly, ever since, maybe 2018 when we all started coming together, maybe a little earlier than that, when we started hanging out together, we've always made it a point to go ahead and basically say, how can we take care of not just ourselves, but our families? And so we went ahead and started, game planning. The 285 Live was something that we wanted to do because we're, very intellectual people. Not just myself and Mad Dog, but, Ashley and Caroline as well. Jeffrey Higgins, he's as goofy as this Joker is. He's very insightful as well.
Yeah, very.
And of course, shout out to Big Bay Rico.
Big Bay!
He wasn't able to be with us today. He sends his love and regards. He's mentoring his young bucks.
Yeah.
Which again is another reason why we say we're a very intellectual family. But let's go ahead and jump into the goals.
Before we jump in, I know it's the finale. And,
our weekly check, right?
We gotta do our weekly check.
Our weekly check.
We gotta do our weekly check. That's just a part of the protocol right now.
I'm sorry. I'm just so excited. I want to know why this beat. You know what I'm saying?
We'll slow it down a little bit.
Right.
I guess I'll take the helm from our driver.
Go ahead, big dog. Go ahead.
So we'll start with Jeffrey Higgins, our resident therapist, our resident mental health specialist. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I feel real good. Look, y'all. We've been talking about this for the longest,
yes, sir.
And we here. That's it's a blessing to be here, man. Through the ups and there's a lot of ups, but the minor downs. We're still here. We've made it to this point, and I'm proud of us, man. But I'm doing good, though. We talk about we do this weekly checkup thing. I went to the doctor and I'm okay, but no, on a serious tip, I'm doing really good, man. I'm blessed and highly favored.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
I'm good, man.
My co-host, the man, Sir Garrett. How's it going?
Everything's good. On the last episode, I was talking about a nice advancement that I was able to be a part of, and now I'm going through the process of whether or not that advancement happens more immediately for me or if it happens a little later. It's a 2-week process. I'm in the first week I just completed the first week of it, which is the reason why I'm celebrating with this doggone hookah and my nice little mason jar here. But it's been a process. It's challenging me on a mental note because the physical side, it's always fun, but there's a dive deep into my mental as to how I can not only improve myself, but my future underlings, I guess you can say, to be better. So of course they don't know what I do, so don't bring it up. For all they know, I work for FedEx. But everything's everything, and I'm just excited to be a part of the process overall. So,
Miss Ashley, how are you doing there?
I am great. I have no complaints. Just living and trying to stay healthy and.
She got her hair done.
Freshly done.
For this event.
You had to call me out. Like,
No, you just for the camera. I shaved my head too. You feel me? Like,
we all get out. Look.
No, not me.
what you mean? This is new.
What is this orange? I don't know colors. I'm colorblind. I'm a dog.
It's
okay?
ombre.
I'm a dog.
It's ombre.
I'm a dog. I'm colorblind.
It's either ombre or ginger.
Right now.
Sorry. All right, Miss Caroline.
Yes. Okay, so I'm doing good right now, but if I'm being transparent, hasn't it been a stressful 2 weeks with the war going on?
Wow.
Have
bombs.
you guys felt
Literally.
the stress in the air? Even though we're over here and we're okay for now, I just feel like we've been doing things to maintain a routine to make sure we're okay.
Absolutely.
But it's definitely stress in the air with the Ukraine and the Russia war going on.
Yeah.
It's definitely stressful. We're pro-Ukraine, but a lot of Russians, they're not on board with what Putin's doing, and I've been kind of feeling that tension, definitely that tension and that concern for the future. But we can only do what we can do.
Absolutely.
But
Very true.
so I've been good, but I've been aware.
No,
I've been aware.
It's just a transition. She was like Putin, nuclear war. But I've been good. But that's what I love. She keeps it 100. We can't all just pretend like it's all smiles every day. Everything's going on in the world. Stay informed.
Yes.
As for me, I've been great. I've been doing good. Been just stressing about. I know what the camera is. I do this for.
We do this.
Yeah, we do this.
We do
I
this.
look to the camera and I look to my people because y'all need to know. Y'all need to know.
Right.
They can hear me too.
Right.
But y'all need to know. They're going to hear me on Amazon Music. They're going to hear me on Google Podcasts. They're going to hear me not on Apple Music. But we're working on that.
YouTube.
Like I was saying, I'm still working on improving for next season, season 2. We want to have it bigger, better, blah, 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 blah. I will be unveiling the new logo in the summertime, so
yes,
stay on
sir.
board with that. Make sure you follow our socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, everything. We're on everything. So
yes.
And if you can't find us, go to our Instagram. We have a flow page. It has everything lined up. So if you still can't find us,
you better ask somebody.
I might have to come over there and fix your computer or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know.
But let's get into our topic.
Let's get into our topic. Yes, sir.
That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. Jeffrey Higgins, you ready?
I'm ready. Yeah. God is with me. Yes.
So, in the spirit of entrepreneurship, we do thank you, ladies, for being on the podcast with us. It's about business this year, right?
Yes, it is.
Because I know when this topic is very important to me because I know when everything was going on in October, November, I'm not going to stress the details.
Correct.
I ain't getting into COVID vaccines and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But, a lot of jobs were like, hey, we're changing the way we do things in a certain way.
Yeah.
So if you are not willing to follow our guidelines, you're out of here.
Yeah.
So it scared a lot of us,
Yeah.
And one thing I wanted to push to a lot of my friends, a lot of my family is we cannot be, bound down by corporate America anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We have to take the skills that we have, because we all are very talented in a lot of things, and design a path forward, moving forward. And I looked this morning because I was struggling to find a title for the topic. We had the outline and everything, but the title would not come to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked on Jeffrey Higgins' Facebook page, and he put "bet on yourself." And I was like, that's perfect. That's exactly what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
Betting on yourself.
Absolutely.
So, Jeffrey Higgins, since that's what you posted this morning, what were you feeling in that moment when you were saying that?
Well, in the moment when I did post that, I had a talk with some of my relatives, and we were talking about basically like what we have to do, not only as a whole but individually to thrive. What we have to do in order to be successful. What do you do when because you got when COVID was at the forefront, and I'm not saying that it's not now because we still got it here. What do you do in those times of need and when you don't know? So you're not gonna always know. But when you don't know and you can't figure it out, you got to keep going. So even when it's hard, you're supposed to bet on yourself. When people tell you you can't do it, you're supposed to bet on yourself. You're supposed to keep pushing. You're supposed to keep just doing whatever it is that you need to do to get to where you want to be. I know that when it comes to jobs and careers, especially now with COVID, you have a lot of people that have been in school and that have been doing certain things to get to where they want to be.
Absolutely.
Like you have a lot of the nurses that got laid off, right?
Yeah.
You have a lot of people that got laid off. You went through all that stuff, all them years in school, and they telling you can't do what you worked real hard behind for, right?
Yeah.
You can't do it no more because you're not taking the vaccine.
Yeah.
Me personally, I think it's crazy, but I do see why they're doing it like that. I mean, I understand. You understand it, but at the same time, you don't understand it.
Yeah.
But the main thing behind my post up this morning saying bet on yourself is just because I wanted everybody to know that when things are hard, when you don't understand, when you don't know, you gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep going.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's just it's just one of those things where, like Jeffrey Higgins was saying, you literally, at the end of the day, you only have yourself to lean on at times.
Yeah.
You can be backed into a corner, and then all of a sudden it's like, now what? A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people lost their professions. Families stopped talking to them because they don't have that. They don't have that drive or the necessity that they needed. Then all of a sudden it's like, well, dang, what did you need me for? You're a crutch.
Yeah.
It's a lot of self-reflecting that needed to be done during this time. And I know for all of us here on this panel, and especially with Big Bay, it was just one of those moments like, how can I always assure that we're good?
Yeah.
And taking leaps of faith was one of the things that I've noticed everyone do, whether it be from a job aspect or entrepreneurial aspect.
Yeah.
There we go. And
that's a big word.
yes, it
It's a
is.
long word.
It is.
It is. Don't ask me to spell it. And
We're gonna take our time.
yeah, we're gonna take our time. So for me, when I received that text from Jeffrey Higgins, it made me realize where I was. It makes you selfish in a way.
Yeah.
Of putting yourself first after adhering to everybody else for so long. The stuff that I wanted to do, I'm doing now.
Yeah.
There are much bigger things that I want to do in the distant future, but my near future is right now. And I'm living through it. I spoke it up to Ashley a lot. I was to the point where my goals scared me.
Yeah.
And when they scared me, that's when I knew I was moving in the direction that I needed to move in. I'm not gonna lie, I double clutched like a mug at one point because you have your naysayers behind you in your ear. Like, why in the world are you going for this? You're not qualified for that. There's other people that's more deserving. And then it always comes back to that question: why not?
Yeah.
Why not me? So I'm gonna kind of open up the floor to Ashley and Caroline as to what made them push towards their goals, because they have their own collective and individual businesses going on.
Between them, there are 3 businesses.
There's 3. At 3. 3.
With more potentially.
With stuff cooking.
Yeah.
And there's a collaboration within this group too.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good stuff, a lot of good potential, a lot of good progress that's being done. But the main thing is we want to go ahead and kind of pick their brains as to why or what their goals are.
Y'all can do rock, paper, scissors. We used to having one guest, so guest spots are normally like passing the buck to one person.
Right.
So y'all go ahead and rock, paper, scissors, or
Yeah, do what y'all gotta do.
tic-tac-toe, or play spades. Y'all.
Hey, chill.
She does.
So
You're trying to get us cussed out on Black Internet.
so we're gonna take a figurative step back and open up the floor to the two of y'all.
All right. Well, as I said, we do have a business that we have done collectively.
Talk it up.
And
Talk it up, because you just never know. This is another reason why we did 285.
So we did. We have Marie Jewel events, and it's something that's dear to our heart. As I mentioned earlier, Caroline and I are niece and aunt and niece. And we're like the best of friends. So we talk every day,
Yes,
almost.
Yes, they do.
And we're always just thinking of new ideas, how to connect with people. Caroline, she definitely has an eye for decor. And so I like interacting with people. So we said, well, let's do something together, and that's where we came up with Marie Jewel Events, where we want to cater to people's events like jewels. And that's how we came up with the logo and the slogan and things like that. So being a entrepreneur, it's a lot of ups and downs for sure. Sometimes we do get discouraged because you're like, okay, what next? Is someone going to give us a chance to do this? Or how can we just keep pushing ourselves? So I'm gonna let my partner in crime right here add her sense in too.
I ain't gonna lie, I already forgot the question. No, I'm playing. But to piggyback what Ashley said, I think the most wait. Go ahead and repeat the question because I want to make sure
It's
I
cool.
answer
It was
correctly. Hold on.
It was what type of goals did y'all set for yourselves? How y'all came about to it, and what's driving you right now?
Okay.
And what does it mean to you?
What does it mean?
Okay, so I'll start with the third question. What drives us right now is just having discipline and holding each other accountable. There's no one else to do it. Our family is in full support of us, but everybody's going through everything right now. There's the war, there's the pandemic. You know, everybody has their highs and lows. We're getting older, so we're like, pay attention to us, and you're like, no, we gotta live our lives.
Right.
So, as old as we are, so I mean, we have to hold each other accountable. There's times where I'm just like, let me backtrack. We're new entrepreneurs. It's not like we've been in the game for a long time. Mm-hmm. We took a big risk. 3 businesses at one time. Yeah. Just pretty much, it really is a big risk. Mm-hmm. Do we have passion for all 3 of them? Yes. Do they coincide? They do. But you have to take, like you said, you have to take a risk on what, your goals. Well, you have to take a risk on you because ultimately you have to feel comfortable in what you do in this lifetime.
Amen.
And
Absolutely.
So what we were thinking at the time, like, we were just saying, there's always these people out here on the podcast and on the internet. They're saying, like, who cares? Like the little Instagram audios. Mm-hmm. Who cares if there's 1,000,001 of you or businesses? Yeah. They don't have you yet. And we're just like, you right?
I really hear that every morning.
Yeah.
My wife, she gets on Instagram.
Let's build the economy.
Start your big business. No one's like you. It's like,
yeah. Even if 1,000,001 people do a tropical theme in Atlanta,
it won't be like
ours. Even if they use the same decor and the same props, the feeling, the sensory, because we try to provide sensory to our business. So we want the taste, the smell, the look. We just want all of it, the sound. We want our experience to be unique for our clients. And so we were like, yeah, let's do that. So, I mean, honestly, it's just like you have to have discipline. And that's something that we're still working on and we have to work on because like they said earlier, we have 3 businesses. So it's something we have to work on, our discipline, time management. We have to hold ourselves accountable. Not only when we both feel discouraged, we have our faith to rely on. Yeah. So that's something else that we use. But I would just say go for it, honestly, because the world could literally be crumbling. But if you don't feel satisfied, like if you don't have a chance to do what you want to do in this life, you're going to ultimately disappoint yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, did I answer your questions?
That's good.
No, that's good.
All right.
That's real good stuff. Jeffrey Higgins, you got anything to say to these ladies? You want to ask them anything?
No, not really. Well, it's not a question, but I actually do like. I love what the both of you guys just said, and I like how Caroline brought up discipline because it's cool to have people in your ear and they're giving you the right type of motivation and advice and stuff like that. Like that's good and all, but at the end of the day. That doesn't go to say that it doesn't matter. Like what they say, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't listen to it. But it's all about what you do at the end of the day. Yeah. You have to, like they just said, you have to have that discipline because without the discipline, then you can't go nowhere.
Yeah. Correct.
You can't. It's not gonna work.
Right.
So, but okay, y'all like that.
I want to commend y'all because, like, honestly, it's hard, especially when you're working full time or you're in school or. Just to have that wherewithal to be able to push to make that LLC and to say this is what we're gonna do together. Yeah. We're gonna call each other. We're gonna check on each other. We're gonna make sure that this is aligned. Now it doesn't always go the way you want it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
We literally were supposed to start at 7:00. But we had technological issues. Yeah. We were trying to get everything straight. Yeah. So how do you rebound back from what you can see as like mistakes or failures?
Yeah, that was my question next, actually.
And that's for y'all ladies.
Oh, okay.
I'm not asking Sir Gary. I know how you rebound.
Look, we like, okay.
Play
Ask us
basketball.
another question.
I've asked him questions for 10 episodes.
Yeah.
I want to hear from him.
I'm in the back end. I'll wait till y'all done and I'll answer mine.
Okay.
So, to answer your question, you said how do we bounce back, like even when we've fallen off?
Not when you've fallen off.
Like
You
not
mean
falling, but
Or things just don't go your way.
things just don't go our way. Well, like I said, having a partner, it definitely helps. Like, I mean, Caroline has called me like, "Are you avoiding me?"
Yes.
Like a few times. It's like, dang, I didn't do my homework. And we actually set goals. Like, we have homework. Like, all right, what did you do for your part of the business plan?
There you go.
And I'm like, all right, I'm going to get to it. And then she'll call me like, okay, well, we meet up. Because we set times where we meet up every other Saturday. So that's not like no one's crowding each other, even though we see each other every weekend.
Right.
But we set aside strictly for business. This is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And I love having a partner. Most people are like, I can do that all by myself. But I actually enjoy having a partner because it's like accountability.
Yeah.
It's like, if she's down, I'm like, all right, Caroline, well, we can move forward and let's think about something else.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like it plays hand in hand, and that's something I really appreciate. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I say well, we had a couple failures.
That's just part of it.
You want to go into it without putting names out there?
Oh yeah. So okay. So we thought. So as a new business, we thought that we can service this client within this particular budget and still make it look like immaculate. And I'm not going to say it turned out bad, but it definitely wasn't the idea we thought it was going to be at the time. And this is regarding the event planning and the core portion. But we've learned from that, and we like I said, there's so many people that's in this career path. Like, you hear so many testimonies from them, like, you know, even the best of the best. No, they get shot down. You know, people don't end up not liking what they do, which is fine. But the best way to get over a failure is just to keep pushing and do better, you know? And then I was going to say, and you said, like, you know, you were talking earlier, I was going to mention that some businesses are seasonal.
Yes.
Like, not everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur for the rest of their lives, you know?
You don't have to be.
Yeah, you don't have to be. Nobody's saying you have to have a business. I know, like, in Atlanta, that's where we are. Just about everybody has had an LLC or it has an LLC right now, or get one, exactly. And so it's not that you have to have a business. It's just some things are seasonal, some things are not, you know. And you just have to, you know, be like, well, if it's my time to be done with this, it's my time to be done with this.
Absolutely.
But strategically, not just giving up, but you know. I will say, like, from our failures, we know we do kind of harp on it because we are still new in the business, and it does affect us, but we do learn from it we show our failures off. So
That's real.
when we fail, we be like,
family.
Yeah, we be asking our family, our other best friends, what y'all think about this? Seriously, no sugarcoating. And they give us the truth, and they keep us in line because sometimes people don't feel comfortable sharing their, how they felt about a certain thing. You know, even if they like it, they'll be like, well, I see where this person was coming from. It could have had this.
Yeah.
And that's how we grow.
That's what's up.
But yeah, I think best way to do, you know, everybody fail. I'm not really too shy when it comes to, showing my failures. Like, my hair not done half the time. It be on, social media, or I be on social media taking pictures or videoing, or I don't know.
I get yelled at for that. So.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I'm supposed to be accountable for.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
I've learned over the years though. It took me a while.
Yes.
It took me 6 years to understand. to truly understand, because sometimes my wife will be like, "You just let me walk out like that," and I'm like, in my head, I'm checking on myself to make sure I'm good.
Yeah.
You should do the same thing, but a partnership is good to have. Like
keeping
Ashley
each
was
other
saying,
accountable.
keeping everybody accountable. That pushes you to the next level.
Yeah.
What I pass the teach on collaboration.
Yeah.
It's collaboration. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of benefits of working by yourself, but there's a ton more benefits working with others. Even if you're working by yourself, being able to collaborate with someone is it's just like having a mentor, or that's collaboration, or just having someone to check on you. Like just having that support system is really good.
Speaking of mentorships and support systems, I feel as being in the Black community, it is our responsibility, especially around our age right now. I'm not going to go to ages again.
That's all Jeffrey Higgins' fault.
Family don't count in those comments. Family don't count. So
no, it's all Jeffrey Higgins' fault.
And you, our family, you didn't count. You didn't get the what was it, $1,000?
Yeah, it's all Jeffrey Higgins' fault trying to put money out that we ain't got.
Yeah. But anyway,
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, they can't pay that.
Oh,
dang!
No, we're not paying no $1,000. That need to go towards me and Ashley.
My cash out, bro.
But anyway, we've hit on mentorship, and I have a inclination to always look out for the younger generation, because I've had people in the previous generation look out for me, just a couple people.
Yeah.
But it's important for us to be mentors and to pass that knowledge. It's not cool to just keep that knowledge within and just be like, oh, I'm not gonna teach the other people around me, because you see your young Black men, young Black women out here, and they're going through a lot of different things in high school now. Like some of them, I'm not gonna say everybody's a trouble kid. I'm not gonna say that.
Correct.
There are a lot of young women, young men out there who are starting businesses at 16, 15. They're out there doing these things. But then there's some people that you recognize their talent. You've seen what they're capable of, and then they slip into the traditional kid things where they get in trouble. Yeah. So how do you feel, and I'm passing this to Sir Garrett, like about mentorship and your role as a mentor, and not just the Black community, because we can mentor any race, but being a mentor at our age right now.
So it's funny you say that. One of the classes that I took was on mentorship, and it's funny how mentorship, coaching, and leading are intertwined, but they're all three different things. So coaching is something where you're telling somebody like, hey, yo, this is how it's done, do it.
Yeah.
Right? Leadership is, this is how I've done it, or this is how it's been done, or we can tweak it this way, but I'm just here to make sure you don't fail. Mentorship is more, I'm walking with you.
Yeah.
Right? I've been there. I have not just done it, but I'm doing it. And here is what I've done, but I'm just here to pass on the knowledge that you have to walk with you along this path, and we're going to see what works, what doesn't work, things of that nature, right? Because at the end of the day, what you have done, like you were saying, everybody has done it, but have they done it like you?
Right.
Which means somebody has been successful in this particular field.
Yeah.
The networking of it is huge. It's detrimental to being successful, because even your greatest leaders have had a mentor, right? So for me, when I'm mentoring folks, I'm looking for somebody that has number one potential, number one interest, and number two potential in said area that they want me to help them in. Whether it be at my job, whether it be from a sports aspect, whether it just be from an intellectual aspect. I don't have all the answers, and I'm the first one to tell you that. I don't have all the answers. I'm not perfect. I'm not that type of guy, right? However, I've made it this far because of the mentors I've had in front of me.
Yeah.
Right? So what they've done for me, obviously it worked to some degree, because otherwise I wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? It's huge. I get a great thrill out of somebody coming up to me and letting them know, like, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that. Because at the end of the game, life is just one big game. We're just all different players, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to end up coming behind you and doing the exact same thing that you're doing. And you just want to make sure that they're successful. So when it's your time to be done with everything, point blank, period, you just know like, hey, yo, this particular field is going to be good because this person behind me was able to do the things that I was able to do plus more. Plus more. You don't ever want anyone to just meet your standard and then retire. Like you said, life is changing. The game is always evolving.
Yeah.
There's different players, there's different rules, so it's just a matter of them taking what you have and remixing it to their own liking.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, I'm very grateful. My number one mentor has to be my dad. It has to be my dad. I mean, even got to the point where I was so. The other thing about being a mentor, you're being an influencer.
Yeah.
I was so influenced by my dad, I started watching the way he talked, like how he talked to people, how he engaged with people. I even got to the point where I got his walk down, right? Because his walk was just so presidential. Like he just walked into a room and everybody noticed him. They weren't afraid of him.
Yeah.
They just, hey yo, that's Mr. Dennis right there. That's Big Dog. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna walk in and everything's gonna be straight. That's one of my goals. No matter where I go, I've always wanted to be that type of guy. Like, hey yo, when he walks in this room or when he walks in this place, we're gonna be good.
Yeah.
Because he knows what to do and he's not gonna lead us astray.
Yeah.
Like today, I was playing basketball today, and I had to get to the point of taking over. Not because that everybody else was doing bad. It's just at that particular time we didn't have no proper direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still lost, but the thing is,
That's the kicker.
right?
Still lost.
But the thing is, the effort on our side while we were playing today was ridiculous.
Yeah.
The communication was there. Everybody was moving around. They were into it. They were involved, and they weren't so. What's the proper word? They weren't so selfish or conceited enough to take direction.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing when it comes to mentoring. And then at the same time, when you are the mentor, your mentee has to be respectful, bold, and trustworthy enough to come to you and be like, hey yo, that ain't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That does not work for me.
Yeah.
I don't learn this way. The procedure that you had was kind of flawed, and I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
Now, as a mentor, we have to understand that not everything's going to work.
Yeah.
Are we willing enough to sit back and be like, dang,
That's a good point.
are we like, dang, that really didn't work. So how can I tweak my process or tweak the process for this particular person because everybody's not going the same route?
Yeah.
Right? How can we tweak it for them? It's huge. That's how you build. That's how you build friendships. That's how you build bonds.
Yeah.
That's how if I call you, it's different if I call you my bro versus my brody,
Yeah.
right? Or brodettes, right?
Yeah.
That's why I always use it within our group because this is such an intimate setting to where I hope that's something that we all say on the panel resonates with everybody, right? And like I said, it has gotten me this far. I hope somebody out there, we look at demographics, folks in Europe listening to us.
Yeah.
So,
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi.
And Ireland, like it's just like a big old blip like this.
Right, it's crazy.
Yeah. But I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I do want to pass it to
Jeffrey. Go ahead, big dog.
This is something that he found very important.
Yes.
And I wanted to get his 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents on it.
A whole dollar.
Yeah.
I got $5 actually, but look, so when it comes to mentorship and stuff like that, I go to each and every one of y'all as much as I can. And it's like for me, so for the field that I'm currently going in, I know to go to Bradley. I ask questions. I take the advice that he gives me, and I take it to heart because I'm like, okay, it's gotten him this far. He's doing great in what he's doing. He's thriving. So there's no reason as to why I can't do the same thing. Um, do I have my moments of do I really want to do this or not? Yeah, but I know that deep down inside I really want to do it. I want to help people. I want to make sure everybody's good. I want to make sure that I'm good financially, But it's just like it's a huge thing because you don't know because you never know how like what it is that you're dishing out, how it can help somebody, and how it could benefit them later on in life. So it's just like I just take it all in. Honestly, I take every second of it in. Even when we're on the podcast and everybody's giving like we're telling each other our life experiences. We don't go too deep into it, but we tell each other our life experiences, and it helps you because you're taking that advice and you're gonna use it to grow. So it's a really big and important thing, and you have to be able to take that constructive criticism, not only as the person that's being mentored, but as the mentor.
Correct.
Correct.
And then you have to sit back and then you have to figure out, okay, why didn't it, like Brad said, why didn't it work for him, and like what different ways can we tweak this to make it work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it when it comes to like the mentee aspect of it? Have you? Because we all have younger siblings or younger people around us. Do you find it frustrating when you see them in a situation that you probably talked to them about several times, and they just kind of end up in the same situation over and over again? Do you find it frustrating?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Now, this is real close to us.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Jeffrey.
Yeah, this most definitely. We don't give up on each other. That's the biggest thing that we don't do. But at the same time, and when it comes to mentoring somebody, it doesn't matter what it is. We know that when it comes to us, it really has a lot to do with what you're doing now and where we want you to be and where you're like what we know you're capable of doing, but you have to do it yourself. For me, I was just talking to one of our young, to one of the youngest, and I was just breaking it down like, dude, like we gotta you gotta tighten up. You gotta tighten up because at this point in life, whether you know it or not, this is where it starts. This is where it starts. This is the age in which you want to really crack down on yourself and be like, okay, this is what I want to do, and I gotta do it. But when you instill so much positivity and so much advice into somebody, and you just see that it's kind of in a sense going to waste because they're not really they're listening but they're not really listening. It hurts. It hurts a lot, but at the same time you have to let them go through the changes and let them go through the cycle, because you can only hold somebody's hand for so long. You can only hold somebody's hand for so long, and then it gets to the point where I'm not gonna say I don't want to hold nobody's hand, but you just go, I don't know what to do with you at this point. So, I mean, it gets frustrating, and you get to the point where you don't give up, but you just like, dang, I don't know what to do, but you just keep pushing, really, honestly, and hoping for the best.
Anything you want to say, Ashley, on this topic?
I don't have too much to say on this one.
That's fine. No? Okay, we'll move on. The only reason
I do. Okay.
I want y'all involved in the whole topic.
Well, I'm gonna say like the topic is called bet on yourself and bet on your goals, right? So like what's the code name? No.
Jeffrey Higgins?
Jeffrey, okay. Right. Jeffrey. So like Jeffrey was saying,
you gotta say the whole thing. Like
Jeffrey Higgins was saying, he said that it's up to the person to change their ways. Like that just goes back to discipline. Like there's so I'm just gonna relate that to faith. Like there's a lot of people who out here who are put in our way to help us progress. But if we keep making the same decisions or making the wrong decisions, that's on us because God gives us free will. So, I mean, even God alone can tell you to do something. He could stand in front of you and tell you to do something, but he gave us free will to decide. So if we decide to go the wrong route, that is on us.
Absolutely.
You know? So you have to be disciplined, like we were talking about earlier. Make the decisions based off your past. You know that you need to change you need to change something. Something in the routine has to change. And you know, if God can't make you do something, what we gonna do?
That's it. That's all you know. Put a period, put an exclamation point, no question mark. That's just it.
Or whoever you believe in.
Yeah,
if they can't make you do something, or don't want to make you do something, not can't, but don't want to make you do something because they gave you free will, then why should we?
That's good.
Yeah.
That's real.
That's good.
You shouldn't be frustrated. Just keep living your life, and they'll learn eventually. Like everybody has.
We all have to learn something.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna say I'm perfect, and I mean.
Like I had to learn to tie my shoes because I just kept falling over them, and I refused to tie my shoes on up.
I ain't gonna say I'm perfect. I made like the best decisions, and people didn't talk to me, my mentors, and say, "Hey, you probably shouldn't do that either." I had to make those mistakes too. We all get burned. We all put our hands on the stove when and we felt that burn, and we said, "I'm not gonna do it," or you might do it again because.
You didn't realize it was. You
That's your
didn't think it was
choice.
hot.
That it wasn't hot enough for you.
Right.
But those mentors, mentees, setting out to see your goals, all that stuff is very, very important stuff.
But I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's important to change. The
It is.
world is changing. Financially, the world is changing. We have to adapt to change. It's part of our DNA. Our DNA is constantly changing as we evolve as humans. Like, you cannot stay stagnant in no parts of your life. No parts of your life can stay stagnant. You can't even part your hair the same way all your life.
Or
you
you
gonna
gonna
go
be
bald. For real, like
That's
you
wisdom,
cannot
right?
stay
Those are
stagnant.
some nuggets right
Now,
there.
I'm not going to say you're supposed to constantly change like every second, but you're supposed to go to this point, grow, learn, then go to the next point, master it, then grow to the next point, master it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay,
just saying.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
not just saying it's beautiful because it's my wife.
Yeah.
But don't forget one. And I love
That's powerful.
That is powerful. Yeah, but good. That was a good segment. We're gonna move on to our next segment, which I call press. Ashley don't need no press
She already pressed.
because this is her second business. This is
Press
her
overtime.
Yes.
personalization business, is it?
Yes, my pressed overtime by Ashley.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This, of course, I had my awesome husband to help me with the name. I always get ideas and things on Sundays, literally either at church or after church in a dream. Because, you know, we all take naps after we go to church.
No.
I do.
Oh.
It's a requirement.
So she's all. She's all people.
She's all people.
So pressed overtime, it was just something I wanted to do after getting married last year, and I'm a very personable and sentimental person. So when I give people things, I want to make sure you remember me, like, oh, Ashley gave me this. So I try to personalize it and make it very special, and I said, well, babe, I think I want to do something with this, and that way I can use it with our regional events or whatever the case may be. And he was like, yeah, I think it's a good thing. So he came up with something. I said, babe, you have some homework. And he's like, all right, per usual. He was like, I said, can you just do a list of like names of a business that you would see me doing? So one of them in particular was overtime, because of course I work in corporate America, and then I always make time to do, these special gifts for people. So he had something, I forgot the whole name of it, but it was something overtime. And I was like, I love the overtime. And
so you're half correct.
That means I get half the profit.
half the credit, half the profit. Good job, you know.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah,
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I think after 20%. So.
Yeah, so I mean, I am. That one is starting up, and I just, I'm hoping people want to, just see what I have or want me to do something special. Sometimes I just give gifts too. Sometimes you have to give so people can see, and then they'll come back. Because we all have.
Go ahead and tell the people how they can find you, how to contact, things like that. We are promoting businesses. You
should have did your research if you don't remember your handles, so you should know your stuff. You should have did your research. I'm from Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta, so I talk kind of fast sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, so you can find me on Facebook and Instagram for both Pressed Overtime by Ashley. And then you can find Marie Jewel Events as well. @ Marie Jewel Events. And yeah, you'll see our picture come up.
Okay. And I'd be remiss again to not celebrate some milestones. It is the season finale, but my wife does have her own business outlet that she's created.
Yes, so Ashley, so let's explain this a little bit.
Go ahead.
Backtrack. Okay, so a lot of people who are in the event planning and decor business, they do rentals and they do personalization. So why create 3 businesses, right? So Ashley's personalization business, Pressed Overtime, is going to cater to just more than wedding personalization, like more than just like the napkins or the flip flops or the flower baskets and stuff. It's gonna be whatever I guess the client requests, right?
Yeah, we've done a mirror, like someone wanted their event names and things on the mirror. So it could be anything, balloons,
anything. And then so my business is Celebrating Milestones. I realized it was a long name. Okay, yes. We have long names.
Not really.
But the Celebrating Milestones is going to be
Shots fired! Keep going. You have to celebrate milestones and then pop the champagne. Right?
That's the champagne, you guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, he was popping underneath the table.
It's going to happen every time she says celebrating milestones. So.
Okay, I can't. But
I popped it prematurely.
So Celebrating Milestones is going to cater to event decor, like as far as rentals. Not just chairs and tables, but eventually we hope to cater to like maybe big props, like movie props, or the big trees, things that you don't normally see or have. Mm-hmm. We want to make that accessible, and that came about because I was planning Ashley's bridal shower, and I wanted some big props. Let me tell you, I wanted some eye-grabbing props. We had the tablecloths, we had the little accessory, the luau stuff. We had all that. All the Amazon stuff, Etsy stuff, we had that, right? Mm-hmm. But I wanted something to say, wow, we are in the jungle, something. And it took me a while. Like, it took me a hard time to find a company in Atlanta. And I would just say that a lot of the things here in Atlanta, everybody's pretty much doing, but only a few companies do the huge props. So that's what Celebrating Milestones is going to be catering to. We're going to start off small, then grow as you guys request or want. But yeah, we Celebrating Milestones, we just like to, celebrate everything, honestly.
And that's how we honestly are.
We really are.
We celebrate.
That's how we stay happy.
Every little thing.
That's how we stay sane in this family.
Yes.
The world is, doing what it's doing. You know what I'm saying? But for us, we were raised to, cherish every moment. And the only way we can really, that's the way me and Ashley do. To cherish every moment, we have to be like, I passed this test. Okay, girl, let's go.
Right.
Even if we're not spending no money, let's have a picnic or let's go do something. Let's go to the house, watch a movie, some popcorn, something like. Yes. So that is really close to my heart, Celebrating Milestones, and I really hope you guys give me your feedback. My IG and Facebook handle is Celebrating Milestones. My IG is celebrating.milestones. Somebody took that.
I'm gonna put it in YouTube description.
Yes, but
my
my Facebook is celebrating milestones.
And are you guys offering your socials personally? I don't know. I have to ask this.
Yeah,
You can follow me on my private page. I'm pretty dull on there, not gonna lie. It's at Carol Beth, CAROBETH _.
And mine is Ashley_A Dennis. So
That's cool.
You know what? I actually like that. Just doing what you love, doing things that you love. Because just like Caroline said, with everything that's going on in the world, that's your personal getaway. That's how you stay sane in this insane world that we live in. So I love that. Keep up, girl.
Jeffrey Higgins, when you coming out with your business? We waiting on that.
It's crazy. I'm glad. Well, thank you for asking. I've thought about starting one. I just don't know what to do. But once I do figure everything out and I pop out whatever it is, I thought about making T-shirts or whatever the case may be. I just don't know what to put on a T-shirt. I might just sell plain T-shirts, but I don't know.
What?
but yeah, I'm thinking about it though. I'm just trying to just let it all come to me. So,
Either way,
but it'll be here soon though.
You got free airtime on 285 Live. You're always a permanent member. Everybody who's been on there, y'all are permanent members. Our guests, we call you guests, but you're a permanent member. So
absolutely.
Anytime y'all want to come back on here and spend some time with Mad Dog, Sir Garrett, Jeffrey Higgins, Big Bay Rico, the 285 Wives, let us know.
Yes, sir.
We gonna let y'all do what it do.
I think y'all did great.
Why? They're gonna be like, 285 Wives. We don't even want 285 Wives.
Right? They're gonna be like, we want the wives. We're tired, y'all.
Podcast. But I did pour up some champagne for our peoples here. I wish I could pour virtually for Jeffrey Higgins.
My glass would be you'll most definitely be pouring more than that in my glass.
Yeah, I'll pour him like 3 glasses.
Yeah.
Just give him the bottle.
Yeah. I want to celebrate all of us, even though it's our season finale. I want to celebrate our wives for being so supportive to let us
yes.
each other every other week, because y'all's time with us is very important. Y'all don't like to share too much.
No,
but
I don't like to share family members. Period.
Yeah, we try to make it as often as possible to get these done. This is episode 10, double digits. 10. We are big boys and girls now.
Yeah.
Clinky glasses. You can just say clink.
Clinkety.
It's extra dry, so don't make a face on it.
Okay.
Actually, it's not
That's
bad.
good. Yeah.
Good. Okay. I just had to. I grabbed it real quick, but thank y'all for joining us on this very special podcast.
Absolutely.
We'll keep it going for a little bit just to keep it going. Unless you want to stop, I want to keep going. I want to hear more from.
How about we?
I just want to hear casually like some personal experiences in Atlanta, because they always get our perspective. But we want to open up to a more a woman's perspective on Atlanta, like how, because y'all both came to Atlanta at young ages. How was it growing up in Atlanta? Were you good students in school? What schools you went to? Blah, blah, blah.
You think we should take a break
This is
first?
a trick question.
We don't do breaks anymore.
We don't do breaks
anymore. Oh, we stopped that.
Look, what that song say? The East Side is not Atlanta. Black on you is not Atlanta.
Yeah, she was kind of hurt. We already explained.
We talked about that.
Oh, y'all did?
Yeah.
Okay.
But go ahead. What are your experiences with Atlanta? Or Latonia or Stockbridge or whatever?
Why you had to call me out like that?
My experience, I love it here. I met my husband in high school.
What?
Oh my God.
Yeah, we met each other at high school, and I'm being from Memphis. Of course, I go back there and I visit family, but this is ultimately my home. Like, Atlanta is my home.
I'm sorry, our dog is in the back.
He can join for the episode. He can join for the episode.
Come here, baby.
This is the
You
casual
just want to be
portion,
underneath
so
us.
We're
This
doing
is too
something.
much.
We're doing a little something different for the season.
We got Mad Dog.
Oh my God.
We should have took a break.
We ain't taking no break. It's already a certain time. I ain't no time out there. It looks bright outside, but continue.
So like I was saying, Atlanta is my home. Of course, before Sir Garrett and I got married, we always talked about like, well, would you ever want to move? And I'm like, no. We were like, unless we win the lottery and we have another house or something like that, we always say stuff like that. But
Right.
Atlanta is our home. I mean, our family is here, and again, we are family-oriented people, so it's like it will be hard
That's
to
real.
tear us from them.
Because what happened when we were away?
Oh my God.
Every week or every month, I should say.
Yes.
When are you guys moving back?
Which
Yes.
is cool
Come
though.
back.
The benefit of having people back at home when you go to the military is everybody wants you to stay with them when you come back. So,
Yeah.
everybody hooked this up.
Really did.
Yeah.
For sure.
It was
We
an
have
easy
full
transition
support.
to come back.
Super easy.
But we want to hear some
ATL
childhood-
stories.
Yeah, ATL.
I actually,
Hold on. Jeffrey Higgins has something. Hold on. What'd you say?
I actually have a question for the both of them. First of all, as you guys know, as we've said a plethora of times on this podcast, we are glad and we are happy to have the both of you guys here. That's first and foremost. But to my question, what is it like? What is it like being a woman in the business industry, or more so, what is it like being a woman in this world that we live in? Because I understand that it's hard. First of all, it's scary. I know that y'all stay safe and y'all do what y'all gotta do. But what is it like for you guys? Just growing up in America as women, because it can at times it can be scary. At times, like just due to you guys being women, you might not get the proper what is the word I'm looking for? I don't even know. I don't know. But
Proper treatment?
Like, yeah. Appreciate you. But yeah, what is it like though?
Like being in the city of Atlanta as a woman.
Okay, I think that question applies to more corporate people who work in the heart of Atlanta or single women that work. Like, as a married woman who does not work in corporate America anymore, I will say that I'm living a life. I don't know. Nah, but not really, but nah, for real. I think that in the world, period, women have a hard time being not recognized, but so like let's say if a man does something, they're quicker to get recognition than a woman does. And I would say on this Women's History Month. Yes. Because first of all, Black history is always about the women now.
Yes.
Of all races and ethnicities. But women have a hard, not all women, but history has shown that women have a hard time being recognized. They have a hard time having equal pay. And they don't, oftentimes I think like, for the business sector, a lot of women aren't even, they're not even aware they're not even getting equal pay as something. The information is out there, but as the information becomes more public, so does the companies become more private about it. And I will say that they have a hard time just, if they're not like smiley or submissive in their work, and we're not talking about marriage, but just work. If a woman doesn't appear submissive in an interview or just relaxed or calm headed, like it's hard for women out there.
Yeah.
Like if you have your own mindset, that's great, depending on your job. You know, the job you have, but like I would say, on my interviews, I've rocked, right?
Yeah.
Because I've known how, like I was taught to, appear a certain way as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But my male counterparts who left the military, even though they had all the same, statistics as me and everything, like same history, like they got the job faster. Not because that we weren't both, equal and talented. It was just because a company felt like they didn't have to worry about a man as much. They feel like the man is gonna, work. They don't care about the job environment as much as women, or just the public health, where women are more reserved. Like, wait, we gonna be working where?
Yeah.
Oh, how dirty is this way? Like, even if they're working in construction, like, what's the hazards? Like, we're more concerned about our health. I don't want to say we're more concerned about our health. I just want to say, statistically, in the past, women have been more concerned about their work environment. They're more outspoken about the things that they want up front. But men are more reserved when it comes to getting a job. I don't want to say that's for everybody, but
I mean, we're not generalizing.
But more specifically yourselves. I mean, that's exactly what you experienced.
Myself, that's what I experienced. I want to say women, they're emotional, like not emotional, but I want to say sensitive about certain topics, or they show emotion.
They're more attuned to emotional intelligence.
Yes, emotional intelligence. Then they're depicted or labeled as sensitive.
Yeah.
Sensitive.
Correct.
When really, if they show emotion, they're probably trying to, reserve themselves from doing something more, crazy.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I've been blessed,
Y'all can hear that twang coming out.
I've been blessed not to experience that in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I would say I experienced more before, when I moved outside of Atlanta, more in the military sector. I think where people are supposed to be considered equals, they're not. I mean, that's just the way the world works, because everybody has different thoughts and backgrounds and cultures. But as a black woman in Atlanta, I gotta say, the right language, the right lingo, the right people,
you making it.
Right. You don't even gotta know nobody no more. Technology has put us in a place where you can, you don't have to be tolerant of certain things. No. I will say black women in Atlanta, like, they're really rocking it right now. Compared to other states and cities.
A lot of them own these businesses.
They're the ones that got all the LLCs.
All the crab restaurants owned by women. You got Slutty Vegan.
Yes, and she is rocking it.
Yeah.
You got the bar vegan place, Slutty Vegan, the truck.
One thing I can say about Atlanta is the identity. Women have a lot of opportunities. And he's just gonna squeak. Come here.
Now I would say that when we're talking about the romantic sector, like people, like black women in relationships, that's totally different, or dating. But for his work,
glad we ain't gotta do that no more.
Right. As far as dating goes, I think we have it better than most states.
Yeah.
When I look at where I went to high school for a certain amount of time, and how the citizens, like some towns are just behind time.
Yeah.
Like, they just process things slower. And then I think about Atlanta and how far we've come as a city, and who's representing us at this time. We have it really good here. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm just saying we have it really good here.
Last thing before we wrap up the episode, we were talking about dating, and I want to get a little bit more personable again, because y'all are our 285 wives. So, and our 285 pup over there is going to let you guys know that he's here. But how did y'all two meet? I know you say high school, but like, what was that interaction like? You know what I mean? Like,
Don't look at me. It's your story.
Yeah, say it from your perspective, because I heard his perspective.
From my perspective, we met, like I said, in high school. I think I was in the 9th grade and he was in the 10th grade. We dated for maybe like a year, in high school. And then he kind of called it quits. Actually, he called it quits.
I've admitted it.
Yeah. And then, but we stayed really good friends, of course. You never leave with anyone on bad terms or anything like that, because you never know, you'll meet back up with them. And of course, that's what we did. And we just hung out and was just talking and been inseparable ever since.
That's great.
So, yeah. Did you want to add something?
This is your side. They already heard me.
But yeah, right now we are right at, is it 6 months?
We're past 6. We're about to
hit 7 months married. And
it flew past.
it did. And I always, I asked him, I'm like, so is this everything you expected it to be, the marriage wise? And he's like, yeah, it's everything and more. And that makes me feel good about what I'm doing, and vice versa, what he's doing and things like that. Just really talking to each other and just, loving on one another. And again, glad don't have to date anymore.
I know. Caroline?
I have terrible memory.
Dang.
Just say a good experience for the people. They gotta know.
Okay, so Team Charity has, when we first met.
If I gotta explain to you.
No, I mean, what's the question?
I'm saying
What was it like?
Married?
No, what was it like for y'all to come back in a relationship here in Atlanta? How did that
meeting?
Yeah, how'd y'all meet?
Oh, in Atlanta. Okay, so I had just I was transitioning from high school world, Florida, to back to Atlanta, and all of my what?
Okay.
Okay, back to the east side. It's but my experience was it was, I don't know, I was really green to dating still, so it wasn't I knew the experience at the time, but kind of listening to other folks, I'd say our experience was easy peasy. I liked him, he liked me for a second, he liked me.
I liked her. It just, I wasn't interested at the time because where I was mentally.
Yeah, he wasn't interested in a relationship at the time, and I was like, yeah, I just warmed up to you. You don't like me like that? What's up?
Yeah.
But our experiences dating was now that I think about it, it was honestly super chill. Wherever we wanted to go, we went. It was on a MARTA bus, on a MARTA train.
I'm the first one to admit I ain't getting my license, so I was like.
Yeah, he refused to get his license. He's a true Atlanta boy. But aside from that, we went to climb Stone Mountain. We did things around Atlanta, and I really enjoyed that because I was more sheltered, so I wasn't allowed to ride public transportation. What?
Yeah.
What is this? I thought this was luxury. It was riding, I guess, the Amtrak train for the first time.
I took it on the wild side,
Or,
you know what I mean?
I rode planes, I had rode in cars, public transportation with the locals. Oh my goodness! So I would say
locals.
He told me I wasn't.
That sounds weird when you say locals.
Okay, but in the heart of Atlanta, I when I think about it now, we got to do what we wanted to do. We rode around, we got to experience things together, food, ice cream. Dating was super easy for us. It wasn't it was forced. It wasn't rushed. Until you joined the military.
The military speeds everything up.
The military speeds everything up. But it was just we were just young. We were just young adults.
Young and love.
Yeah.
That's good.
I had a job and he had a job, and we just thought we was rich. I thought that little minimum wage was rich.
I do call them my rich uncle and aunt.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Clip that out. But we just thought the little minimum wage we was making was the best. I had a little apartment. We we thought we was living our best. We really was living our best life, and I feel like that's important because people who date in Atlanta, like, look at the economy. It's so everything is so expensive. Like having an apartment is almost the same as having a mortgage.
Yeah.
And
People
they're forced to live together beforehand. They can't have their own freedom.
Yeah.
They just feel like they're dating for the wrong reasons, or you know, I don't really know. Like they don't feel like they could trust the other person, the opposite gender, or whoever they're dating.
It's a whole difference.
It's a really big difference.
World.
I'm just so happy. I feel like my mom, but I'm just so happy I grew up in the time I did. Honey, cuz I don't know what to tell my kids.
I'll tell you what, I couldn't date y'all. Y'all talking about some, you gonna pay one of my bills before we even get to date?
Okay, but first of all,
that's another episode. We're gonna put a stamp on that. We're gonna talk about that later.
Yes.
It was fun hanging out with y'all again for the season finale.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Final thoughts, because we always do final thoughts. We're gonna start with our guests first. Anything about what we talked about, the businesses and entrepreneurship and interior, blah blah blah.
I feel like this was something I definitely enjoyed every bit of it. Just hearing things about, the definitions of mentorship, leadership, and things like that.
Didn't know your husband was deep like that,
Right, and just talking about businesses and hearing just how to grow as a person. It really stood out to me, and of course, it's gonna forever be glued in my mind. So, but I really appreciate and thank you guys for inviting me.
Yeah, always come back.
I was forced to be here.
Oh my God.
She's been technically she's been on the podcast before the video.
With Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on his feed.
Yeah, that was on his feed. But technically you don't. But go ahead.
So final thoughts. I just think that I'm so happy we took a chance on betting on ourselves, like for real. Like everything is starting off small. When you go to our social medias, the numbers will tell. But I feel like if you go on a path, that is not the normal path. Sometimes, like if you feel like you're led to be there, take a chance on us. Follow the podcast, listen to the podcast, check out our businesses. Even if you feel like it's not for you, spread the word, because you never know what a person might, how beneficial they might be to your lives. And I'm just really so happy we took a chance on ourselves, even if it's not like a huge goal. Like we took a chance on ourselves, you guys. Like we really did. And I feel like it's paid off. It doesn't feel like a defeat. No. And that's the good thing.
Yeah.
So those are my thoughts.
Jeffrey Higgins, paging Dr. Jeffrey Higgins. What are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are, I'm glad that we made it this far. I'm glad that we've been given the chance to experience this together as a whole, and the lessons that we've learned, they'll always be instilled within us, and it'll help us move forward in a positive way, in the biggest way, because it's only gonna get better from here. But honestly, it's just like we got to keep our foot on these folks' necks when it comes to this podcast thing. So, I'm excited for season 2. Like we said earlier, it's gonna be bigger and better. I told myself I wasn't gonna cry, but I just know that God. I know that God has a plan for us, and as long as we're staying true to not only ourselves but staying true to Him and His Word, we'll be fine. So I love y'all, man. I do. I really do. I love y'all.
Sir Garrett, our MC.
Oh, I'm second to last today?
Oh, you want to go last?
No. I like it.
It feels weird to go and then pass the buck.
No, it's all good. No, I appreciate it. I would, like to commemorate our 2 guests today. You would never guess this was the first time on a podcast. Just because of how natural and much wisdom that y'all have and sharing y'all's experiences and stuff. So I definitely was happy to hear everything that y'all said. We would love for y'all to come back more outside of just promoting y'all's businesses, because I'm very certain that having a woman's perspective will definitely elevate our podcast. In terms of our season, bro, I'm just so proud of us. I'm very proud of us. I'm very excited. This all started with, we said it episode 1, this all started with us playing video games and talking about it and, hashing out our ideas and realizing that we're all on the same page. We didn't know what the heck we were doing at the beginning. Everything was kind of still trying to figure it out, but we're kind of getting a grasp on it, and y'all just don't know. Y'all just don't know how serious and how invested we are in this, because we know we're going to go somewhere big. We know we're going to go somewhere big. We just don't know how big it's going to be, but we know it's going to be big. And with our right hand peoples, our Mad Dog and Jeffrey Higgins, Big Bay, and Voov. Voov right here.
Gosh.
You know what I'm saying? Voov has been the most consistent person in every single podcast that we've had.
I think only like 2 episodes they were missing, but
yeah, Voov was missing for 2. I'm more consistent than Voov, but just the fact that Voov is here, you know what I'm saying? But in all seriousness, I'm happy with this. I hear feedback from people that I actually work with as to what they're hearing, what they agree with, what they don't agree with. I take it very seriously and taking notes from them, from family members that listen. Like, I don't think y'all understand. I don't tell y'all this, but there's a lot of people that we reach that actually say that we're impactful to them. So I can't wait for season 2. I can't wait to see how much bigger and better it's going to be. We've had guests lined up already that want to show up. I was working behind the scenes on that. So just be prepared. And in a whole Uno reverse card, we're going to have Mad Dog close us out. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, because he that's my co-head honcho in this. So go ahead with the words of wisdom.
my final thoughts for this episode today. No, but again, we've all said that we thoroughly enjoyed having y'all here. Our wives, 285 wives. I'm branding on everything because we're when it comes to helping their stuff out.
They came up with the name.
We always come up with the names, but we all support each other, and that's what's important. I love the support, the feedback. Hearing y'all call each other at 7 o'clock in the morning,
and we kind of took a page from their
book.
Yeah,
we did. We have meetings now because they have meetings. They have meetings way more than we do. But
correct.
We try to get on the phone, try to make sure everybody's vision is being seen. Because we don't want it to just be what I want. We don't want it to just be what Sir Garrett wants. We don't want it to just be Jeffrey Higgins, Big Bay Rico's vision. We want it to be all of our vision at once. All of our guests, we want them to be comfortable and be able to, come on the podcast and say, I had something to say. I'm glad you were able to allow me to have this platform to speak. And it's just going to get bigger and better, like we've always said. And I just love everything that we were doing. I'm inspired by both of you for having 3 businesses between y'all. I'm serious.
It's risky.
It is. It's risky. It is. It's going to be a risk.
Right mind.
It's going to be a risk. Like, for instance, we got a shipment in. We had to take all the stuff in.
Yesterday.
That stuff don't move itself.
The driver does not move the stuff for you.
So it was inspiring to see my wife hop in the truck. He didn't even put the lift down. She just jumped in there and was like, I want my stuff. Let's go. I was like, she real about it. Yeah. Because if she didn't have that energy, people out there, if she didn't have that energy, I wouldn't believe in her. And for her to show me that, I'm 10,000% behind her. A million times behind her. And she's behind me on this podcast. She worked on the lighting. We were here for sound tests.
Yes.
The food, everything that y'all see in this is all of us.
Yes.
And I want y'all to understand that. It's important to collaborate. Our church has been talking about collaboration this year, and that's something that we've really been putting on because our generation is taking over. We're taking the keys from the previous
I
generation.
can't believe it.
And they gave us the car in a very bad way. No
Yeah,
gas,
the
gas.
no oil, no nothing. We had to go get everything fixed. We had to spend our own money.
Interior
And nobody
ripped up.
showed us how to drive. So with that being said, I'll let Sir Garrett finish. 'Cause he's the trademark at the end. I'm not the trademark. I say what I want to say, but he says his thing.
For the last time until next time, go ahead, get back in the cars, put your seatbelts on, turn your blinkers on, look both ways before you cross the street. And,
Lord,
the hookah went down. And that boo on the last episode.
On the last episode, boo. We got the upgrade.
Right. Don't forget, go ahead, cut your turn signals on, and when you hit 285 live, go the speed limit that everyone else is going. Don't worry about GSP. They'll just let you slide through unless it's Sunday.
Unless you're in Clayco.
Unless you're in Clayco. Victor Hill's in the car by himself.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, 285 live plus 285 wives. We are out.
Out.
See y'all next time. Woo!